Do you ever wonder if it's possible to not just grow old, but to truly thrive well into your later years? To feel vibrant, full of energy, and mentally sharp, without being weighed down by rigid diets or countless pills. For many of us after 45, the thought of aging can come with a sense of dread or fear of losing our independence, our memory, and our joy. We see the statistics. We know the average lifespan in the US is around 76 years, and we can't help but ask, is there another way? Well, what if the secret to a long, healthy life isn't a complex medical procedure or an expensive supplement? What if it's as simple as adopting a few subtle, time-tested habits? I'm talking about the kind of wisdom practiced by people in places like Okinawa, Japan, where it's common for individuals to live past 100, still walking, cooking, and tending to their gardens with ease. Their secret isn't medicine or costly therapy. It's a profound, yet simple, approach to diet and life. Today, we're going to dive into the principles of one of the greatest examples of this philosophy, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara. He was Japan's oldest practicing doctor, and he continued to see patients until he was 105. He chose to avoid pills and rigid diets, instead embracing simple meals and consistent routines. His hidden truth was remarkably straightforward, and we're going to break it down so you can start applying it today. Let's begin with the first principle, which seems simple on the surface, but is profoundly powerful: the quantity of our food. In the West, we're often taught to finish our plates and eat until we're completely full. But in Okinawa, they follow a philosophy called Hara, which means to eat until you're about 80% full. Just 80%? Yes, that's all. It's a signal to stop. The significance of this is huge. By eating a little less, you can significantly reduce your calorie intake, which in turn helps lower inflammation, decrease the oxidative stress on your organs, and support a healthy weight without ever having to go on a diet. In fact, a study by the National Institute on Aging found a direct link between moderate caloric restriction and increased longevity, along with better metabolic health. Dr. Hinohara himself embraced this principle his entire life. He believed that light eating, savoring each bite, and walking away from the table with a touch of hunger was a key to maintaining his energy and mental clarity well into his 90s. Think of it like this: Helen, a 68-year-old, was taught from a young age never to waste food. She'd always finish her plate, even when she was already full. Over time, she noticed she felt sluggish after meals, had afternoon fatigue, and often had restless nights. When she learned about Hara, she started pausing during her meals to ask herself if she was truly hungry or just eating out of habit. The result? More energy, better sleep, and less bloating. She even found more joy in her meals. You can try this tonight. Eat slowly, pause between bites, and when you feel about 70% to 80% full, just stop. That brings us to the next mistake many of us make: overlooking beans and other plant-based proteins. We know protein is essential for building strength, repairing our bodies, and healthy aging. But too often, especially in the West, we think of protein as coming only from meat. In Okinawa, where people live some of the longest lives on the planet, the main sources of protein are not steaks or chicken, but plants. We're talking about delicious tofu, savory miso, and nutritious edamame. These aren't just traditional foods. They are cornerstones of their longevity diet. Why? Because soy-based foods are packed with complete protein, anti-inflammatory isoflavones that support heart health, and prebiotic fiber that nourishes your gut. A review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that consistent soy consumption is associated with lower LDL cholesterol, improved bone density, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline. Dr. Hinohara regularly incorporated tofu to his daily diet, convinced it helped keep his arteries clean and his digestion smooth, even into his 90s. Let me tell you about Frank, a 73-year-old retiree who had always avoided soy because of misplaced fears. After watching a documentary on Japanese centenarians, he decided to make a change. Twice a week, he replaced his red meat with a simple tofu stir-fry. 3 weeks later, his blood pressure had dropped, his joint pain was lessening, and he no longer needed an afternoon nap. You don't have to become a vegetarian overnight, but try adding a plant-based protein like lentils, black beans, or tofu to your meals just 2 times a week. Your body will thank you for it. Now, let's move on to an anti-aging secret found in a food many Americans ignore, but is a staple in the Japanese morning routine: fermented foods. For many of us, the idea of eating fermented foods might seem a little strange, but for Dr. Hinohara, a warm bowl of miso soup was a daily practice of rejuvenation. Miso, natto, and pickled vegetables are all staples of the Okinawan diet, and they are teeming with live probiotics that nourish your gut. They also contain enzymes that help break down nutrients and anti-inflammatory compounds that protect your brain, joints, and immune system. While many seniors in the US rely on probiotic pills, true fermented foods offer something more: the collaboration of whole foods with living microbes, creating a synergy that a pill simply can't replicate. Consider Claire, a 70-year-old librarian who struggled for years with bloating and inconsistent digestion. She tried every probiotic and digestive enzyme on the market with little success. Her turning point came when a friend suggested a jar of authentic miso paste. She started her day with just 1 cup of warm miso broth. No other dietary changes, no other supplements. Within 2 weeks, her bloating was gone, her energy was steady, and her digestion was consistent. The power wasn't in a pill, it was in the vibrant, living bacteria. You can easily start this habit too. Just dissolve a spoonful of miso in warm water, or enjoy a few slices of naturally fermented pickles. It's more than just gut health. It's about finding balance as you age. Let us address a food group that has become a villain in the West, but is a key to the incredible heart health of the Japanese: carbohydrates. We're constantly told to cut carbs to lose weight, and that seniors should avoid starches. But not all carbs are created equal. The Japanese purple sweet potato, for example, makes up over 60% of the daily caloric intake for Okinawan centenarians. These vibrant tubers are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect your blood vessels and fight cellular aging. They have fiber to stabilize blood sugar and are rich in potassium and vitamin C, which are vital for a healthy heart and immune system. With a low glycemic index, they provide sustained energy without the crash. Dr. Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes over rice, believing they were gentle on the body and provided robust protection. A study from the National Institutes of Health linked foods rich in anthocyanins to improved blood vessel function, less inflammation, and a slower rate of cognitive decline in older adults. Paul, a 69-year-old at risk for diabetes, was exhausted and frustrated. He had cut all carbs from his diet, but his energy was plummeting, and his cravings were through the roof. His dietitian suggested he try steamed Japanese sweet potatoes. He started with just a half cup with his lunch. In just 2 weeks, his energy was sustained all afternoon, his cravings diminished, and his blood sugar levels were more stable than they had been in months. The key takeaway here is to not fear carbs, but to choose them wisely, just as the Japanese do. Finally, we come to the ultimate lesson from Japan's most seasoned physician. And it's not something you eat. It's a way of thinking. Dr. Hinohara maintained a flexible, joyful approach to life. He didn't track his calories or macros. He embraced a simple rhythm that defined his enduring journey. He would start his day with a quiet bowl of miso soup and a refreshing walk. He chose to take the stairs over elevators well into his 90s, not because he was trying to burn calories, but because he saw it as a simple way to keep moving. He remained curious, delivered lectures, wrote books, and always wore a smile. He once said, "To remain youthful, one must embrace fun." Consider Marie, a 71-year-old who was stressed out by all the rules of dieting. She was always chasing the next diet trend. When she learned about Dr. Hinohara's story, she decided to change her approach. She started her mornings with a simple 20-minute walk, savored her meals at a leisurely pace, and made time for an afternoon cup of tea to find a moment of calm. She even planted herbs on her windowsill and found joy in watching them grow. This rhythm changed everything for her. Health is more than just physical. It's emotional, mental, and rhythmic. It's about feeding your soul as much as your body. To begin your journey, you don't need a flawless plan. Start small, start with joy. Begin your journey toward a longer, more fulfilling life like the doctor who thrived until 105, radiating joy every step of the way. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, please give it a like and share it with someone who might benefit. Don't forget to comment below with which of these principles resonates most with you. On our channel, Heartful Health After 45, we're here to unearth the truth, ask the challenging questions, and empower you with knowledge. We focus on critical, lesser-known health insights that can genuinely improve your quality of life. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next video, where we reveal a widely loved health food that may actually be making you feel older instead of rejuvenated. Thank you for watching, and stay well.